Right, and I got another question, and it goes, do you think that the Black Lives Matter movement has been hijacked to be more about anti-cop, anti-government, instead of focusing actually on Black lives?
Yes. Who is that?
His username is Stealth Rush.
All right, yeah, you rushed right on up in there with that one. You should have been out there with me. Tag teaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely. Black Lives Matter was hijacked by some of everything. I mean, and that's why I had just been like, I'm gonna take my time. That's why I was fed up with all of it, because it was like now something that was meant for great has been taken and altered and manipulated and diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted and replicated all the way to now it doesn't even exist and stand for what it originally stood for. And that's the problem. And not only that, and that's not against the actual group, the Black Lives Matter, those people that actually started it. Hey, look, keep doing it. I encourage you to. My thing is that don't taint it and water it down. It has to keep its authenticity. Something to be Afrocentric cannot be tainted and watered down. Something that is real cannot be altered at all. Meaning that when you throw up your fist, it's a movement. It's not just a hand gesture. It's a lifestyle. It's a belief. It's a core fundamental, right? So, So I would say that that's my perspective. And now that we have addressed that, because that's a problem for me, right? That has happened. So let's not do that. And let's not do that and water down Black Lives Matter for political views and hating the police as a platform. Let's not use it as a platform for that, but let's use it for what it is, and that's pro-Black. Meaning that you can show that Black Lives Matter should be a lifestyle, period. I don't want to hear nothing about all of that extra, this nonsense to me. If you get up every day and you treat a Black person the same that you treat a white person, at that point, you have now definitely demonstrated that a Black life matters. You get what I'm saying? For example, that cop that came to my house and brought me food, and they came and sat down and ate with me, and offered me help when I needed it. That showed that my life mattered then. You know what I'm saying? That's what that looks like, and that's how that operates. It's not about doing it on Tuesday and on a Friday evening when you're conveniently available. That means doing it when you have to inconvenience yourself, and I call it being on-time obedient. And obedience is better than sacrifice when we're looking at things from the biblical perspective, because God said to seek me in the hidden, I will reward you openly. But he said obedience is better than sacrifice, meaning that he will still accept your sacrifice, right? Because you made a sacrificial gesture. But however, imagine how blessed you would be if you just did it when you were supposed to do it. If God said, take these 2 loaves, these two fish and these 5 loaves of bread, and bring them to me. It was a boy, right? Little boy in the Bible that did that. He brought the fish to God, or was a man. The 2 loaves and the 2 fish and the 5 loaves. Anyways, if God said, for example, if God came down from heaven and said, he asked me to do the same thing, read to reenact it, right? If I said, okay, God, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it in about 15, 30 minutes. Do you mind? I'll be there in a minute. And God is sitting there like, well. And now I bring it, say, here you go, God. And you're like, oh, that's not good enough. That's not what I asked for. So since you did that here, I'm going to feed maybe 300 people instead of feeding the multitude. Right? So but that goes hand in hand with knowing too. Like my mom used to always tell me the story about the man on the rooftop that was drowning. The world came to an end and started to flood. Did you ever hear that? And he's like, I'm waiting on my higher power, man. I'm waiting on my higher power. And it was like, but bro, you didn't see when he came with the helicopter and he sent somebody with a life raft on the boat, and you still standing there like, hello, those was all signs from God, right? Like, so I have to constantly remind myself that if I'm not paying attention to the leaves that are on the tree inside of the forest, I won't ever see that bee before I get stung. I won't ever see the caterpillar before it turns into a butterfly, because I'm not paying any attention to that caterpillar because it looks so ugly and it's just sitting there hanging on a leaf, right? So like it's having that lens, I believe, and seeing life for what it truly is, and not just looking at the whole picture, but looking at the detail in the picture.
All right, now I have a question.
Okay.
So one of my favorite parts watching you scrawny white kids going, if you really want to help Black Lives, tutor my kids.
Yes.
Did anybody respond to you?
No. Not one. And, well, at that moment or now, well, because there was one gentleman that was like, oh, yeah, let me get your info. You know, I got you. For the record, no, he did not call at all. But no, somebody did.
My wife said that he wouldn't.
Yeah. No, he was just trying to get a little, yeah, she said, high five, wifey. That's what I'm talking about. But no, like, and the people that were listening, like, some of them were like, yeah. And then one, he was so cute. He had his glasses on. I didn't wear my glasses to the evening because I would have cried if something happened to him. But he had his glasses on and he was sweating and walking. And he said, but because of us and because of this, that's why things are being changed. And things have been implemented and statues have been taken down. And I said, well, statues? Okay. I don't know what a statue got to do with any of that. But I'm asking to show Black Lives Matter, because that's what you're out here saying. So one person said, I've seen a lot of looks of like, wow, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that. But none of them actually were intrigued or interested in knowing why was I saying that over and over and over again. None of them could care less at the fact that, hey, I'm actually out here telling you that I got 2 boys right now, literally right now, that need to be tutored and that need teachers and that need mentors and support to show them how to skateboard and show them how to, play hoops or football or show them how to geek out on some computers and math, and like none of them had an interest in it. And that was a moment of like, whoa, what is this? What is this? I am in the trenches of what right now? And how can I make this better? And I don't know. I had to like go back and like turn everything off and like burn some sage, but I didn't burn no sage. I went home and took me a hot shower and relaxed because I was too through. And then when I woke up trying to talk, I was like, oh. So I got it in. But did anybody go back out and protest last night?
They were at the Justice Center trying to pick fights with the police.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Day 35 days in a row.
And was there any impact that they leave out from there? Did they stop earlier than anything? Like, did anything change?
They set fire to the big elk statue downtown, and the city removed the elk statue today. That's about all they did.
Wow. Now, let me say something to that, because here's the reality. Removing statues is not going to show me that my life matters. That shows me that you had that much money to put that sucker up there and take it down. And that's all that money that I can use for my education again. How you can help would be to get up and implement that. When you go to work and you know you're tired, for example, unemployment, you got to process that stuff and you got to get it done. And you're like, man, I'm tired. I just don't want to work overtime. Or you may not even be allowed to. I don't know. Take that extra drive. That's that paying it forward. That's that act of kindness. When you really don't feel like it and you do it, you process this one anyways because you know they're waiting on it. Or when you know that you don't feel like bagging up nobody's groceries and walking them outside, that's what you do. Implementing change would not be to take a statue down, nor would it be setting it on fire. What we need is for people to get out and vote. We need for people to get out and actually pass around and start things and start legislators and get statutes implemented and laws and stuff implemented within the system, because it's the system that's broken. It's not the people working in the system. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Now, see, I felt that in my pinky toe because that's the reality of it right now. I just had an aha moment. This entire time, we as people have been pointing the finger at each other for being black, white, rich, poor, for a system that was designed for it, which means it's a system. It's just, it is. It's something that's there that has worked all this time, so it keeps working. And what are we doing? We're working in that system, and we know that it's broken. We see the system, so what can we do? You're in the system, so how can you do that? Implement change. Poach some ideas to your boss. Start some things, get your neighbors, start signing, start petitioning for stuff. If you see that we need things to change here, for an example, if you know, and this is another thing too, like, 'cause this isn't about establishing a system. This is about when I walk past your car, don't lock your doors like I'm gonna rob you. Because, honey, I don't want nothing you got, trust me. Especially if you come with going downtown. Now, that being said, when you're out and about, you may not have, what you have are two entities thinking that they're assuming that this one doesn't like me because of this, and this one thinks they're better and doesn't like me because of this, when really we all have something in common. So finding that common ground, implementing change, starting up, getting things, because in another thing, let me get some water first because I have to, this is getting real. When we're talking about implementing, the main key focus and the primary goal should be strategy. You cannot possibly think that you are doing an official protest that's going to be effective without having all your I's dotted and T's crossed. I would love to protest, but I haven't seen anything on social media, the news, or any type of flyer that says, hey, we're going to be protesting here, and this is what we're protesting for. Ray Charles and Mariah Carey should be able to walk into the protest and know Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles holding hands together, know exactly what it is you're protesting about. When I went to that riot, because that's exactly what it was, and you can't possibly think that now that since you guys are taking protests and turning them into riots, that we're going to continue to have that jurisdiction to be able to do that. Pretty soon, somebody with the jurisdiction to say no more. If the day Trump decided to get a hair of his bottom and do that, then what? Because now here it is, you got white people, because that's what all I've seen there. So excuse me, I'm calling it because this is the story, right? For what it is.
That's true.
Downtown, right? Burning up crap, regulating. I see more regulators. You heard that song, Regulators, Mount Up by Warren G. That is exactly what was going down. I see more gangster white boys in 1 minute than I had seen in my life. And I'm telling you the truth. I said, oh, but they really going in though. It's serious. He came up to me like, yeah, but there's change because of that. Shut your mouth. And I was like, oh no. But when you leave, I'm gonna be talking again.
But he did.
Right.
Yeah.
But he did.
And all of them did, actually.
Right. Oh yeah, they did. That's why I was like, okay, you can talk. But when you leave, I'm gonna be talking again. I'll be quiet for now. And it was like, hold on, that was regulating. And so it was like, I'm gonna respect that gangster, right? That gangster mean like they ism, they feng shui of swag and their seriousness and, you know, their mentality of authority and firmness. And so it was like, whoa, this just got real. And so, but they missed the whole key point. Mm-hmm. You can't fight tired, wore out. You can't fight not knowing how to punch. You can't fight if you're blindfolded. I mean, even Bruce Lee did, but at the end of the day, the reality is you will get judo chopped if you come at me with a blindfold on, because I'm going to be able to hit all the points because you can't see me, right? And that being said, you cannot go into a place blind. You need to be able to strategize these protest events. Make sure that people are knowing, so that way you can actually have some black people with you to be like, bro, good job. Because then what's going to happen? You're going to meet a black friend or a white friend, and y'all going to help one get their credit right. The other one going to help them and show them how to cook some soul food or how to twerk or whatever their common ground is. And then we all going to be one happy family. I will plan on going to another protest event. I like to be the person of surprise. So I'm not going to say which one, but I will be at another one. And I plan to come with my gang. If I can get some people to come with me to the next one, if find me on Facebook, I'll let you know. I'm going to be in close connections with you guys, because what I want to do is get a bunch of people at the next protest to do some line dancing. If we broke out with the Kang Wang and the what's the other one, the wobble and all that, yeah, the cha cha, and what was the country one when they used to do it? No, not that one. Was it the two-step where they do and it has a song that go with it and they kick it and twirl around and they,
Boots Scoot Boogie?
Yeah, no, not that one. Is it the Boots Scoot Boogie where they kick and they twirl and they, you know what I'm talking about?
Or Keep It Shuffle.
Yeah, and they kick the boot, and it's a real country song. But yeah, I think it might be the boot scooting booty one. Yeah, because yeah, that was always cute to me. I tried doing it, but I didn't have no rhythm with it. But yeah, I feel like if we just find a way to make it more positive, it might be more effective, you know, and be more fun and inviting. Because I was terrified. I thought it was a whole white pride movement going on. When I found out they were on MLK burning down the hair store, which was like where all the most black women spend their money, is kind of sad. But it's like, y'all now I can't get up and look cute because you done burned down the hair store. Like, who does that? You know, so like invite people, make it more inviting and warming, and not just so raw. Like nobody wants to go to that. I don't even want to go to that. Not on the level of where you feel like you can come up and approach me. I'm gonna go down there on defense. I got a job to do, and that's to mediate and keep the peace between everybody that was positioned right and an authority and God had gave me, right? That's so anybody want to know what position that is. That's just a good one. God created and said go, and I went, and that's really what ignited me, was when I heard the Lord speak and say, no, you need to go down there now, and you need to tell them that this needs to stop, and it's at hand. Enough is enough, you know. And that's kind of how I got it. And I was like, well, all right, I'm going, because if I don't, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, trying to be obedient child of God. So yeah.
Well, do you have anything you want to tell the world?
Yes. I want to say thank you, first of all, you guys. I appreciate the fact that you guys, I just want to say, Lord, first I want to give honor and glory to God. I want to thank God first because He has given us all gifts and mantles and the ability. But what He did was He's cleared your guys' eyes. You know, He put like the mud on your eyes so you can see, and for you to be able to be in tune with Him, to know to even sit me down, to be able to answer some questions, and to be able to to acknowledge and know that I had a word, I had something I had to say, and I did. And I would have said, why me? I'm not good enough. But once I kicked into just mama bear mode, it was like, yeah, no, beast mode mom, I like that. You know, it was like I went into beast mode myself, like, you know, I too got something to say. And if a lot of black people stop shutting their mouths of the positive things, saying that they don't have nothing to say or nobody's going to listen to them, even white people, because remember, again, it's not about color, right? We all have, there's two different melanins, and that's it. There's no third or fourth and fifth. You can't combine the two together and get a whole new one. It doesn't work that way. So at the end of the day, it's like, what can we do as a nation, as a human race? And that's to acknowledge that we are a human race. And if we're not careful, we will be extinct based off of people's ignorance, accidents, and don't cares. And it shouldn't be that way. You know, when God created us, He created us in the image of Him, not our image. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see what God sees. But I have to pray and ask God to show me who I am, and show me and allow me to see myself how He sees me, and to see other people how He sees them. If you're rich, or if you're wealthier than the next person, we don't want to have to call on Robin Hood to come steal from the rich and give to the poor. Those that have should give to those that are less fortunate to have. Now, and one thing I'm also saying, this is a side note, people that stand on corners with signs up saying, please give me money, give them food, give them clothes, don't give them money. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I have to get up here every single day and put my pride aside and turn in a job application and ask, can I work for you? Can I do this? When I know that my credentials now, I'm going to tell you, I got some transferable skills, honey, that Harvard cannot pay for. Okay. And so when I look for work, because I'm trying to find a job now. And so it's like little pitches like that you hear people talk about in the stores. If you have that opportunity to make that happen, do so. But more or less, I forgot where I was going, but, you know, just make sure that you take the time out to see that whatever you do it with your being pure, genuine. Do it out of love, do it out of kindness, and use a lot of wisdom.